Oh, Canada. Canada's first game at the World Cup has officially been played, and what a game to kick it off. Canada Bosnia tie at 1. Canada gets their third ever World Cup goal, second scored by their own player, and just an overall fun day that give us a thriller of a match. Canada Bosnia. Definitely a match I didn't know what I was anticipating. I didn't want to take Bosnia lightly. I knew Bosnia had a good team, but everyone thought Canada would come out firing. This would be their year, their game, and they'd have a huge start to this tournament. I'm going to say this. I'm disappointed with the result, but I'm not disappointed with how Canada played. There's just some areas they need to shore up on. Canada, they were the better team by far, more threatening team. You do see expected goals 1.25 to 0.98 in favor of Canada. I don't think that tells the full story. I think Canada were definitely the better team, and I'm honestly surprised it was that close in expected goals. Total shots, Canada had more. They had more possession. They had more shots on targets. They had more corners. Bosnia committed more fouls, which translates to Canada were more possessive of the ball. But it was mostly a game where Bosnia was winning. In the 21st minute, Jovo Lukic scored off a corner, assisted by Kol- uh, Kolasinac or Kolasinic. These European names are going to mess me up all tournament long through every type of video I make. But yeah, Bosnia ended up getting the lead through the corner, and they held on to it for a long period of time, despite Canada having so many chances to equalize or even take the lead afterwards. When they did equalize, it was just such a good defensive effort by Bosnia. I don't like to make jokes about stuff like this, but who Bosnia reminded me of, they played like Arsenal. Good on set pieces, really defensive heavy, will let you control the ball and will try and counter. They were basically Arsenal today. And it was almost working until the Brampton bagsman Kyle Larin ended up scoring a winner, or not a winner, an equalizer, assisted by Promise David, two substitutes who came on, got Canada into motion. In fact, all the substitutes really made Canada look better and were able to push to get an equalizer in this game. Going over how I think everyone of the performance wise, we'll go over Canada's players. Max Crepeau, the Bosnia goal, I mean, I would have liked him to maybe have tried to claim that ball. It unfortunately went over his head, which left a one-on-one where you had a 6 foot whatever striker, someone taller than Richie Larea on him, and it was just an easy header. Other than that, I don't think there's any true threatening chances from Bosnia, so I felt like Crepeau did his job perfectly fine. Alistair Johnston, I thought was a fine player today, was good on keeping that right side neutralized, playing the full game, especially with a yellow card for basically the entirety of it. Good performance from Alistair Johnston today. My personal Canadian player of the match, Luke de Fougerolles. I mean, obviously you'd think I'd give it to the goal scorer, one of Larin, who came on and scored the equalizer. Need to stop saying winner. But I thought Luke de Fougerolles played really good. And honestly speaking, when Bombito is ready to start at this tournament, which could be the next game, could be the final game against Switzerland, I think Bombito and DeForgerol should be our pairing going forward. I like Cornelius. I don't think he's a bad player whatsoever. I didn't think he had a strong game today, so I kind of combined the two here, but I felt like he did enough of a job for Canada to make sure it was a 1-1 game. I just like DeFougerel more. I think Luke DeFougerel is an extremely good talent and is an extremely promising center back talent of the future for Canada. And I think Moise Bombito, if you combine Moise Bombito's pace with DeFougerel's abilities, it makes for one of the, I think, best center back duos in CONCACAF, one of the best center back duos. I'm not going to say in the world. I don't think it's one of the best in the world, but it's a very strong one. Richie Larea, he played fantastic. Richie Larea had a strong, strong game. Would also be willing to give my player of the game to him. It was a close fight between DeFougerel and Larea. I went with DeFougerel, but Richie Larea was so good today, man. I mean, honestly speaking, I wouldn't be against quickly changing it. So it is what it is. He should have scored a goal. So unlucky not to score there, and that one chance was unbelievable defensively on the counterattacks. Where I do think Canada needs to switch something up. There was so much room. A team like Switzerland is going to take so much advantage of that. Bosnia is just not as strong, I guess, countering wise. I guess don't have the talent that Switzerland does, but that will happen on that match day. Canada, Richie Laryea was such a great player. So happy for him. I said, not on a video or anything, but a couple months ago, I was talking with people. I thought a potential Canada play, which would be crazy because we mean Alphonso Davies' left winger gimmick's over. I wouldn't have hated though if Richie Laryea was the left back and Alphonso Davies was the left winger at this tournament. Richie Laryea had such a strong game today. You have to ask it. You have to ask it. Could it potentially be a move going forward? Obviously, though, we have to hope Alphonso Davies is healthy and ready to play soon enough. Same with Moise Bombito, but Richie Laryea, if there is complications with Alphonso Davies, he will definitely step up. Such a good performance today. Cannot stress it enough. One of Canada's best players today. Tejon Buchanan, I thought was a bit quiet. He had a few dribbles on the right side, but nothing more than that. Stefan Eustáquio played pretty good, helped control the midfield. Same with Ishmael Kone. A bit of a weaker second half for Kone, but in the first half, I thought he was brilliant. And every chance Canada got, it felt like Kone was involved with. Eustáquio, just a midfield maestro. He's our Portuguese magnifico, is what I'm going to say. But yeah, solid performance there. Liam Miller, I thought the dribbling was good. His passing and just decision making needs to get stronger. I felt like he wasn't on par with some of his passes. Don't know if he had the best decisions every time with Canada was moving forward, but definitely not a strong performance or not a terrible performance from Liam Miller. Not a particularly strong one either. Jonathan David, not the greatest of performances from my boy Johnny. I mean, he's from Ottawa, so I can't really hate on him, but it was not a good performance for Jonathan David today. Should have, first of all, buried that one chance. Could have given Canada a 1-0 lead and had the place explode early. Didn't take it. Then he had a poor touch when he would have been all in, like, in behind all alone. Couldn't control it. And yeah, just not the strongest game from Jonathan David. It's been like that for a little while now. Whatever's wrong with Johnny, he needs to fix it up, but he'll always have my support. He's an Ottawa kid. I'm from Ottawa, so I'm never going to hate on Jonathan David. It's just unfortunate what's going on with Jonathan David, and hopefully I mean, a matchup against Qatar, which we'll talk about in a little bit, that's a match where he can get his confidence up, and I hope he takes full advantage of it. Tenny Oluwaseyi, his shot, like his shooting capabilities, he needs to fix something. He was blasting the ball over the net, and he's been doing that for years for Canada. But his link up play was really nice. I liked Tanny's link up play. There's that one dribble in the second half where he would have been offside if any. No, wait, no, that's when I don't know. There's two plays he had late. One where he collided with the goalie. One where he got in behind, and then he made a nice dribble past the defender, and then played it across. If he connected there, that would have been an unbelievable assist. That would probably have been posted in many places. A good performance from Tanny today, I think, all in all. Just got to work on the shooting, man. And yeah, I think similar to David, both had good chances to try and win this game or give us the lead. Need to stop. Well, yeah, no, those chances would have won us the game, but I need to stop saying that. I just think Tanny, I like him. I prefer him as a starter, and I'll say key point starter to Kyle Larin, because we'll talk about Kyle Larin in a little bit here once we get to the subs. I just think, is he Canada's, like, is he one of our two best strikers? No. But I don't mind him as a starter. And like with Promise David's uncertain health and just Kyle Larin's uncertainty in recent form, which he fixed today as you get into the subs. Ali Ahmed, Jacob Schaffelberg, Promise David all coming on the 61st minute. Schaffelberg and Ahmed made instant impacts on this game. Looked so dynamic. Gave Canada a new dynamic once they got on for Buchanan and Miller. And I really liked how they performed today. Promise David, similar, was a bit, heavy in that he was kind of fouling people here. He's playing a bit physical, which I don't mind. I like some physicality. It needs to be a bit safer. You can't be getting called for fouls as often as he was. But he did set up our game equalizing goal from Kyle Larin, who was subbed on in the 76th minute. And this is my first hot take. Yes, Kyle Larin did score today. I still don't think he should start. I think that was a beautiful way to introduce Kyle Larin to this World Cup. Use him as a super sub. I think it's what was making him so successful at Southampton, and it made him very successful today. He got the equalizing goal. Keep him as a super sub. Sorry, a little complication there, but keep him as a super sub. Do not make him a starter. Keep him off, like, just don't start him at this tournament. Keep him as a super sub, and I think he'll exceed. He does good when the other team's legs are tired. You can't start him in games when other teams are fresh. They can, like, match his intensity. That's why he's been struggling so much with Canada lately. As a super sub, he looked pretty good, and I'd keep it that way. Jonathan Osorio played, what, 6 minutes and didn't do much. Well, actually, no, he did have one nice dribbling moment. That's about it for Jonathan Osorio. He was just brought on to give some extra legs in the 90th. But yeah, that's it for Canada. Going over Bosnia, I put a star against Nikola Katic there. I thought he was unbelievable for Bosnia. Could say the same about Kolasinac. I think just their defense in general was so good today. Canada should have had more goals. Their defense played unbelievable. A couple goal line saves. Just such a strong performance from the Bosnia backline. Outside of that, though, they weren't that creative. They couldn't get much going forward. And I do think on a different day, Canada wins this game. Especially if you add in an Alphonso Davies, if you add in, I mean, Moise Bombito, I don't think would have stopped their goal happening, but would have been a helpful piece to the puzzle. I think Canada could have won this game. And yeah, that's about it. Canada's next game is against Qatar on the 18th. So next Thursday at 6 p.m. Canada should probably win that one. I hope they'll win that one. It should be an easy one. Qatar were the quote unquote run of the group when this group was picked. It all depends. Can Canada get a result there? A win there basically guarantees we'll be playing in the round of 32. Anything else happens, then there may be some complications to come. But Canada, not a perfect start to the World Cup, but something they can live with. You got 2 more games. Make it count, Canada. It's your home World Cup. You're playing in Canada. Take that energy and put it all on the pitch. I'm Owen from Owen Talk Sports. We'll have more World Cup coverage coming up later today. Canada won, Bosnia won, and, go Canada, up Kyle Larin. What a goal there.